All right, what's up, everyone? We're here. I'm here with OJ. We got Musa and we got Harsa Hedge. He's an LA based director and producer, and he's big and he's worked with Nike, Spotify, Asics, and I'm missing one. Apple.
Apple, yeah.
And yeah, so I think first things first. Let's have you introduce yourself, like what your upbringings, where you learn stuff.
Yeah, dude, I got you. Yo, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on this, yo. I appreciate you. Yo, we need another dap. But yeah, my name's Hersej Anand. I'm from New Jersey. I went to the same high school as him right here. And I grew up in, North Jersey. And always from the beginning, I always had a huge passion for creative things, especially in the film side. Mm-hmm. I remember back in high school, my parents they were kind of traditional growing up. They always wanted me to pursue things as a doctor, med,
or STEM.
Yeah, or STEM, or some. Or can I curse on this? Or
do your thing.
No, yeah, or some bullshit like that. But I remember, I was smart at it, but I wasn't crazy. I wasn't cracked at it. I wasn't your average A plus student compared to everyone else, right? So I always had a huge passion for.
So when did you kind of find out like that whole STEM route or like the traditional route wasn't for you?
Yo, I remember we were in AP macro together. That was when we were junior.
Dude, yeah, I was a junior. Dude,
you were taking other AP classes.
I was taking other AP classes. I think it was when I started taking AP classes. I just realized this.
It wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me, and I understand why people do it because they're actually generally really good at it, and they do have a passion for it. And I realized towards my high school life that I didn't really have a passion for it, and I feel like I always had a huge love for fashion. I mean, I would always match my clothes with like my turban and everything. So I think that really helped me get into everything I'm doing today. So a huge shout out to just all the AP classes because that shit made me realize it. And man,
that made you realize that education wasn't.
Yeah, education was really not for me, man. But
what was the first like fashion or maybe film thing that you kind of worked on in your high school years?
In my high school, so I took a class. It was just a filmmaking class. I didn't even know that was a thing back in high school until someone told me about it. I did it, and dude, I loved it. Right, it was my junior year of high school, and the teacher was super dope. And I think that's where it really stemmed from because we worked on a lot of cool film projects, and that class really gave me a lot of creative freedom to create anything I wanted to. And without the teacher, I don't even think I'd be pursuing like my passion for film as well, because that's really where I learned a lot of the basics into film editing and camera work. And so that's really where that growth sprouted from. But that's a little bit about my upbringing in high school and stuff. But
I was gonna ask you, when you were, or I guess in high school when you realized like you want. I mean, I was never like tight with you, but like, seeing a brown person in general in Paramus High School was like, yo, like
dude, that's a crazy thing.
Automatically, like, yo, we're like this.
Yeah, we're outnumbered. We need to power up together.
We were outnumbered heavily.
Yeah.
But like I think, because for the most part, like stereotypically, it is true. Like brown people, Desi people, whatever. Like most of the time, they follow that STEM or doctor route. And there's not that many people who pursue like business or like content creation, whatever. And I think 2025, a lot of more people are. But what was like the conversation like with your parents? Was it like, all right, I'm talking to them about this now that I want to pursue it, or was it like a natural thing where they just saw it and they were like, do your thing?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking weird, right? Because like you mentioned, now content creating, all that thing, all the creative thing is very normal this year. But dude, back then, right, in 2019, when I was doing all my college apps and everything, it was not normal, man. Like,
you're betting on yourself.
You're kind of taking a bet on yourself, and right, I have everyone around me. They have. It seemed like everyone, when I was a senior in high school, really had everything figured out. You know, someone next to me is going to Penn. Someone next to me is going to this crazy school. They have this crazy SAT score. Yeah, all these crazy crack programs, and I'm out here. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck am I gonna major in? Like, if I go to school, right? And I ended up going to school in a very creative city, Philadelphia, Temple, and I chose them. Shout out Philly, shout out the Eagles, yeah. Shout out Jalen Hurts too. But I chose the major, media studies production, and you know, right off the bat, back in 2019, when you tell someone you're doing a media studies production major, they're like, "What are you doing?" Like that's not really that normal, right? Yeah. And I don't blame my parents at all, right? They come from a very traditional background, right? And especially when they come here, they see a lot of brown kids, especially pursuing all these med programs, right? And then I'm out here being like, "Yo, I'm gonna do media studies production." They're like,
"So you're not serious?"
They're like, "Yeah, they're not serious. Like, what are you doing, right?" And that was, I'm not gonna lie, a very tough conversation to have, and they were like, "Do you know what you want to do after? Do you even realize why you're doing this?" And in the beginning, when I did choose my major to do that, I didn't know why I wanted to do it. I just did it because I really liked it, and
was it because you didn't, or was it because you didn't want to do
anything else?
I didn't want to do anything else. Yeah,
so like, let me just try this.
Let me try this, because through that film class, I had a lot of creative freedom. Through fashion, I also had a lot of creative freedom, because I knew in the beginning I loved the whole world of creativity, and there is a lot of business behind it.
What were like inspirations for like film and fashion and creativity?
Fashion. Do you have anyone that you look at for fashion, or
in fashion?
Or you do your own thing?
Dude, to be honest, like when I was back then, I really didn't have a huge inspiration. I think one of my biggest inspiration was being in New York a lot. I had this internship that I was doing in New York called Junior Sikh Coalition, and it was just this justice organization where you just fight injustice in New York and all that. But dude, being in New York as a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, and seeing all these people in the city, that was my first time genuinely being in the city by myself with my friends, and just like oh man, like just seeing all the fashion there, like all these cool people. I think that was a huge inspiration. That's what pushed me forward back then. But yeah, so that was a moment where that really inspired me. But
in high school, you have any like doubters, or like in college, do you have people doubting you or like try to like talk you out of it?
High school, most definitely, yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
I remember the friend group, like Scott Chung. I remember calling out Scott Chung.
No,
bro, Scott, he carried.
Yeah, Scott Chung, I carried. I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't gonna lie.
Ben, I don't know his last name, but there was a bunch of kids. Marcus King.
Yeah.
So what did they used to say?
I mean, like, no one really got it. That was the thing. That was the issue, right? I think me being in an AP class telling people that, yo, I'm about to go into Temple doing media studies production, everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing, right? They're like, I'm not really going to call anyone out. Like, you know, but it's just kind of like...
But you could see why it makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's like, I think that's what gave me motivation. I'm just like, it's like, I personally believe, I tell myself to this day, I personally saw a vision that they didn't see. And you know, with God's blessings and everything, some of the visions that I did see worked out a little bit. Yeah. And I manifested some certain things in my life. And I think that like the people that told me, not even besides high school, when I was telling other people, right, not my parents, but other parents, that what I'm doing, they were like, dude, like,
these kids are joke.
Or yeah, like why are you even pursuing this, right? And
or they tell the kids like, don't be like him.
Don't be like, yeah, dude. It's just like, are you sure you want to do media studies and all that, or are you sure you want to go into this, right? And I was just
You're
like,
turning into the black sheep.
Yeah, and it's crazy because things really turned around in 2025, right? It's kind of like now it's like
the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, now this is the year where people see there's actual potential in entertainment and fashion, the creative side of the world. And
you're saying not you, but the industry in itself.
Yeah, like it's a growing industry, which I feel like people didn't really believe in back in the early days, right? And now it's just we have full proof of like all these crazy people who are blowing up on like social media that we're watching, right?
Yeah, there's for like, I'm not gonna disrespect for dumbest things, but like for things that like they like to do, there's an audience for it.
There's an audience for it, right? So it's just crazy. There's so many opportunities out in the world that I guess that people in the early days didn't really see, but me and this very tight knit of group of people that like who also shared a similar interest saw in the beginning days, but definitely not in high school. But I didn't share.
Who's there's a sick content creator that everyone
Just Rain.
Yeah, Just Rain, dude.
He's like,
is he a top dog in like?
Bro, he's like the OG.
He's top dog for like being brown.
Yeah, he is. I'm not gonna lie, like he was one of my biggest inspirations. Even just because he was doing things in 2012, 2010, right?
2015 is when he blew up.
You can imagine when people in 2019 were saying shit to me, but like 2010, you can imagine how many things people were saying to him, right? Like that was like I guess like peak time when people were saying, "Yo, you gotta do STEM and all that." So, but yeah, dude, like Just Rain. He was making videos since the OG days. Yeah, he really did pave the way for a lot of brown people we see today, I would say.
Yeah. So question for you, like representation in media, like why does it matter? Like, how would you answer it?
Dude, for me, it matters a lot. I think the reason I do this, not even I think, the reason I do this, man, is just for the young kids who did look like me back in high school, or like the ones who look like me in high school, middle school, elementary. Cause, bro, like you're growing up in a day and age where everything is media dominated, entertainment dominated, everything, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever a little kid watches, they get influenced, right? So if they don't see enough brown people on the screens, they're watching enough brown people on the screen.
I think it's normal.
They think it can't happen.
They generally can't think it can't happen, right? And that's one of my main reasons why I do it. My goal, being in entertainment and fashion as well, is to normalize brown people on screen to the point where a person, like a white person, won't even question it, right? Exactly. It's just so normal at that point. Yeah. So that's one of my goals.
If you see, like, I don't know what show is it, Good Luck Charlie or Jesse, or like, I forgot the kid's name.
Jesse.
Ravi?
Fucking Ravi, bro.
It's like, when you see the show, everyone remembers him. He was a funny character, but it's like, yo, this Indian kid was on the show.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, you're right, hopefully it gets to the point where it's like, yo, you don't even remember him because he was Indian, but you remember the character because he was a good character.
He's a good character.
The same character from The Simpsons, like that one Indian guy.
Fucking like Baljeet or something, yeah. Bro. Like I don't even know what the names they were given, dude. Like it was just crazy. It's just yeah. That was like the early show days. I feel like early Disney days, like or peak Disney, like 2015, when they would just give that one brown kid the fattest Indian accent and just.
You want to change that representation?
Before you ask that, I was gonna ask you, do you think on topic that you just said, like they gave like random names or to play stereotypes for like Indian or brown people, you being in the industry, how real? I don't know if it's a dumb question, but how real is that stereotype where, yo, we just need you to play the Indian guy in this role, or we need you to play this character? Or have you seen it if it's not you firsthand? Dude,
I've seen it and I've been in it in the position myself. I feel like I've been in roles where it's just kind of
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl that was kind of that wasn't really any role. For example, I would say my New Balance role, that I always admit was kind of
diversity.
It was kind of a diversity thing, and
because for that one they had all these unorthodox people.
Yeah,
be like, well, we're all runners.
We're all runners, and obviously they see me and they're like, yo, get him in, right? And that's why I really started getting into the. I think when you get into the business side of fashion or entertainment, that's when you could really make a change. It's cool to be very in front of the camera as well, and I'm extremely thankful to even be part of New Balance. But obviously, like I look different. I was in that shoot as well. But when you are sometimes behind the scenes what I'm pursuing, like the producer, all that. You start making like decisions on who you want to be part of the shoot, or
who you want to work with,
or who you want to bring in the shoot, and all that, right? So, I think I've seen it. I definitely have seen it firsthand, just being in it as well. I do a lot of agency work, right? I work in this agency, entertainment industry, and the fashion agency. Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of firsthand why certain people make certain decisions to have someone in a shoot. Not just because they're cool or because they have good fashion,
but they fit the profile.
They fit the profile, and that is one of my main things I'm truly trying to shift. Right. Yeah.
Like you don't want to be just a brown character; you want to be a character.
I want to be a character, right? So when you watch Spider-Man, you don't question, oh, Tom Holland's white, right? Like no one questions. Tom Holland himself is a great actor, right? Yeah. Like no one questions where he's like his color and stuff, right? So. I'm just saying hypothetically, like I want a brown actor to be Spider-Man, and like he's such a great actor that no one even questions why he's brown, right? Yeah. At the end of the movie, they walk with the thought, yo, this guy, he was a great actor. Like they don't even have a singular thought for why he's just a brown dude.
Yeah. For careers like let's say like medicine or like engineer roles, if you're applying as like let's say you go for an interview, a brown person, I don't think you really face much like. Double standards because they're interviewing you because I think they expect you to somewhat to be like they expect you to be a smart guy.
Yeah, they expect you to be smart. Yeah.
But do you think in the entertainment industry or the film industry, you have? I think it's true. Even like being Muslim, I think a lot of us have to prove ourselves more than a typical person in the world.
Yeah.
But do you think, and you could probably attest to it too, being Sikh, that you have to do the same. But do you think in the entertainment industry, being a brown person, you have to? I gotta go. Everyone starts at 0, but being brown, you're starting at -10 to prove yourself even more. Is that true in your?
Yeah, dude, you really got to prove yourself. So, like, I guess to stand out, To show that you have creative intelligence, you have to really stand out in the entertainment industry. To get an entertainment role that is behind the scenes, you really have to stand out, to show that you are able to produce something, that you do have creative intelligence, what I like to say, in order to
So
prove
you're
yourself.
saying more than the standard kid.
More than the standard person, yeah, right.
Did you have to do that like when you worked with like Asics, Nike? Or
I think right. So when I was like asking for creative direction roles and all that, with like brands, with all these big brands, that's when I really had to show that I'm able to do, like I'm able to have this creative intelligence, that I'm able to help creative direct the shoots a little bit,
Vision,
produce and all that, and yeah. So
What'd you do, like, kind of like unorthodox, to kind of show them that you're more than just like the rest of the guys?
I think so before I even had shoots, I was really, dude, I educated myself a lot, especially in school. I think even me being the major of media studies production helped a lot. I took all these like crazy like film clubs. I was vlogging my ass off, editing all this stuff. So showing my, like, really just building up my creative portfolio. Just not because I really just did not want to be just that brown guy in front of that camera. I really didn't. I really wanted to be a brown guy in front of the camera who's also very intelligent in the creative business and the entertainment business. And I really was building up my portfolio whether it came with editing. That I'm able to create and execute things. I literally took a set design class. It's such a random class, but it's so important in the entertainment industry.
Set design, what is that?
It's set design. It's like, so
Setting
for
up, like,
example,
the whole, like-
yeah, where you set up this whole like setup. That's like a whole thing.
No way.
Yeah. I took a lighting class. I took all these such niche classes, even just to like really build up my portfolio, to really showcase that I'm able to do it, right? So when I'm presenting to executive producers, right, when I want to help out in a shoot, that I'm able to show them like, man, like I am really able to help in the creative process. Besides just only being.
So within your like thing, you guys are also having to make like resumes and stuff, or you got portfolios. You guys have
It's
portfolios,
I would say it's more so portfolios, right? When it comes to like entertainment roles, you would really need a resume, but like when it comes to when you want to be a model, you want to be in front of the camera, you need to have a pretty strong portfolio.
How was it? What was your most? So wait, did we miss one when we were talking about it? We said Apple, Nike, Spotify, Asics, New Balance. Was there any other one that you did that we didn't say?
So I was on Gossip Girl.
Oh, that's what you're talking about? Wait.
Yeah. I was on Gossip Girl. That was like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I didn't watch it. That was like what was that?
That was just like the new show that came, like the reboot of the original Gossip show, Gossip Girl, that came out. So that was I was part of that one. That was pretty crazy because I got to really see like TV set for the first time in my life. I worked a lot of behind the scenes with Puma as well for their shoot.
Yeah,
but that shoot, I could say it now, but that shoot never came out because that was a collab with Puma and ASAP Rocky and F1. So this was a year and a half ago where I was in Atlanta, but that shoot unfortunately never really came out because of logistics and everything. Yeah. So that was another brand. But
so, okay, but based on from those 7, I was gonna ask. I mean, they probably all had like you probably learned something in all 7 of them like as an experience. But was there off the top of your head, there's 2 questions. One is experience that you weren't expecting, like an encounter you weren't expecting within that process with the brand. So there's any wild, like a story you had like that you didn't expect. And then second, what was your most fun? What brand do you enjoy working with most?
Yeah, to hit the first question, I would say, so my first ever one was Nike. That was my first ever shoot, right? So, and that was regardless of shoot, that was my first ever time being on set. So I remember I was shitting my pants going to that shoot.
I saw the clip you posted. You were like, "How I got this role?"
Yeah,
you were in a parking lot, like running.
Dude, that audition tape was so butt cheeks, bro. Like I don't even.
How do you? When I watched it, I didn't think like, "Yo, he's jumping properly." I'm just like. You're just doing a bunch of what are they looking for?
Dude, so I remember when I first got that was all connections, right? First of all was everything, like all these shoots and everything is all connections. You need
plugs. Yeah.
You really need plugs, and you need a really strong portfolio to really show yourself.
What comes first, the plug and then the portfolio?
I think your portfolio and then really connecting. Like you really need to show that you're interested in.
Wait, do you know who Dance Pool is? You know what I'm talking about, Dance Pool?
Well,
remember in Deadpool, there's like he does like that dancing scene.
In the new one?
Yeah, Deadpool 3.
Oh, maybe because I recently watched him. I remember just asked.
Okay, because I've seen the behind the scenes how like that the guy when he did the dancing scene, how it's choreographed, how he got the role because he got like a text message like probably 3 hours before he needs to turn it in.
Yeah.
So 1 hour he's just like learning the dance. Then he puts like on the costume. Then he sends the clip. Then
Horse good dance.
Yeah.
it's stuff like that. It sounds crazy seeing like how fast you gotta learn and like
On the
adapt
fly,
to
yeah.
Dude, it is crazy. I remember bro, first of all, I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner at all. Like you could like in my high school days, I did track, but I was ass. And like,
Wait, how could he be? How could he be trash at running?
like it was just I was just slow. That's the thing. I wasn't your fast like kid.
Wait, so watch a quick track.
What's up?
So like, why did you decide?
I did the track to like because I guess like cause I did track my
For
junior
college
year.
apps.
Yeah, it was for college. It was literally just for college apps and just to make my parents happy and
Were
like.
you varsity?
No, dude, I was like junior varsity. I think I capped on my like app saying like I was like varsity on like UPenn. I was trying to get into UPenn and all these crazy schools where I got rejected, and I was like saying like yeah I did varsity and like I would go through all these crazy beats, but no, that never happened. My coach literally did not like me because I would miss all the meets and
Bruh.
and like my teammates were always like where the fuck are you? But see, which is the crazy thing is.
Sounds like you work for Nike now.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, yeah, like the Nike thing was literally a track shoe. It was a whole runner's shoe campaign. And the funny thing is I was just trash at track. And like a lot of people ask me like how'd you even get that? Because you're not
varsity track.
because you weren't even a varsity track star. I was just like, see, that's where it is. You don't need to be the best runner. You don't need to be the craziest athlete to get something like that. I did that thing because I want to represent my people. I want to show people that yeah, you could model for a crazy brand. And you were right, dude. They sent me this list of things, right? Before I remember they sent me an email and they're like, yo, you need to run in place, you need to do all these exercises, all this like bullshit, right? And they sent it to me the night before, and I remember I went to that parking garage where I did my self-tape and I was locked in, bro. I remember I was just like that was like
Anyone with you or just you?
it was just me. I put the camera on this like ledge, and that took like 50 tries, but at the end it was all work.
I don't think you were always outgoing in high school. Like everyone, honestly,
Knew
bro.
you?
Huh? Like
Knew
knew
you?
him, but like I was older than you. But like being like I said before, like we're both brown. Like we might not be the same, whatever. Not as specific, not the same, but like being brown. When I saw like people connect with you and like you being like even like our teachers in classes of like Horsehead, like they would laugh with you and vibe with you. It was like being brown. It was something that you would be able to enjoy because like yo, like we're getting love as people, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, do you think like every time you're going into a project or something, or do you actually have that mindset where you're like, I'm doing this for the sole reason I want to put on for my people.
Dude, that is the sole reason why I do. There is literally no other reason. The sole reason I do it is putting my people on the map. That's literally. I think all I ever cared about in my life when it comes to career was just making sure not even like people who have turban and beard, just brown people are just represented.
Yeah.
I want brown people to feel welcomed in the creative space. I want brown people to feel welcomed in the entertainment space. Right?
Do you want to be like not an icon, but do you want to be someone like how you said Just Rain? Do you want to? I mean, I'm not saying do you want. I'm assuming you do, but you want to be someone in the next 5 to 6 years where they're like, Horsehead Hedge did it. I could do it.
Yeah, I hopefully want like a little kid to say that one day. If it's crazy because I think one of the
You definitely get DMs from people like Indian kids, right?
Yeah, dude.
Not Indian, but any brown.
Dude, I remember, right, when I did do Nike and when like that whole campaign did come out, it was like a hard pill to swallow. I was just like, yo, what the hell's going on? I was kind of lost too at the moment because I didn't really know where I was going. It just all happened. And I really remember what kind of set it in stone. It was this DM I got from this mom of a kid who was 12 years old, and she literally texted me, yo, my son is literally about to cut his hair. He was about to cut his hair and everything.
They were sick.
Yeah, it was a sick kid. He was about to cut his hair. He wants to throw away his turban and everything. But we came across your poster in the Nike store, and it was some 12-year-old kid. And now he wants to keep his hair, and he presented my campaign in front of his class as a project. And I remember I saw that, and I was like, yo, what the hell?
That really gets you emotional.
Yeah, no, it really got me emotional. I was like, dude, this is not real. And like, I think that was one of the reasons why I really kept going with other brands. And that was the main reason. Because back then when I first got it, I was really locked in with the whole creative process. 100% want to be in front of the camera and stuff. But that's when I also slowly started transitioning into the business side of entertainment, into the business side of fashion.
Which is what? What's the business side? What is it?
The business side is the one who works with the talent, who brings the talent in, who the executive producer, right?
5 minutes.
They're the reasons.
My fault. 5 minutes before this clip ends. We have still time. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, cool. The business side is kind of like, it's like working on the logistics, overseeing the whole project of movies, of a whole Nike shoot, of a New Balance shoot, of bringing brown people into a shoot, or who do you want to bring into a shoot?
Like who vets the people coming in? Like
yeah, all that, working with the talent and everything. That's when I started learning more so of that side of it. And
what goes on behind the scenes?
What goes on behind the scenes.
When you're like learning all the different sides, did you ever have like a WTF moment of like, wow?
Yeah, I would say
like what?
Right, like when I'm in when I am in the shoots, I think the most WTF moment is when I'm with like seeing firsthand what it really takes to make either a show or okay. For example, I was at the Super Bowl, right, and like just seeing how many different roles it is to make a whole event come together. So it goes for the same thing as a shoot. Seeing like what it takes for a whole shoot to come to. There are so many different roles, from creative directors to executive producers to set designers to lighting producers to logistic managers, like all of this stuff, to the models who actually come in. So that I would say was my WTF moment, especially when I was going into my first shoot, the Nike one, where I have no idea what it's like to be on set, and I see myself in this whole in this environment where I'm completely a stranger in, and just seeing that was just what the fuck is going on.
Like to give you your flowers also, like I feel like even us two and like our team, like with clothing brand, like when we see people, like there's been I was like always like one of the craziest stories to me was like our brand is so small, like we haven't even hit 1,000 followers yet, like, and we have a good presence in Jersey, but we haven't hit the whole, we want to hit like not globally, right?
Nationally, globally, yeah.
So like I saw a kid once and he told me I started my clothing brand because I saw your guys' clothing brand. Like, everyone's wearing it at school. Everyone's wearing it. That's why I started one.
That's lit.
And when you hear that, it's like this is what I want to keep pushing. But I'm saying for you, like that DM you got, but also, bro, like that's the Super Bowl experience that you had. That's like on every guy's like bucket list. Like, I want to go to the Super Bowl one day.
Yeah.
And like for you to be invited and going there and like experiencing the whole thing, like that's like something where I guess even just to you, because I've seen you, bro, and I haven't like. We might not be the tightest guys, but when I see like I said it before, but like when I see someone who's, even though you're Sikh and Punjabi, like, putting on for Pakistan,
comes from the same place as you.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I feel like you come from the same. It doesn't matter where like what.
We're neighbors. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's how it is. Yeah.
But like you going to the Super Bowl and like working with Nike, like that in itself, even I can tell you as like someone who's from the outside looking in, like you've been putting on for us, and you've been putting. That's why when I see your stuff, I'm like, bro. Sometimes even. We can talk about that next clip, honestly, because I think it's a good topic. But I'm just saying, you've been doing good stuff, bro.
I appreciate that, dude. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
It gives people motivation to keep pushing.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I was gonna talk to you. Basically, I was gonna say, it's not really related to like your work, but I was like, as you've progressed, and like I talked to like parents doubting with like overcoming parent doubts, friend doubts, and then just society. I kind of touched upon it on our last pod. We talked about like how people gatekeep and how people are like jealousy within just like society or people as in a whole. But as a whole, do you think how like, within I truly feel like as a Pakistani, I think this is very real. But do you think, forget entertainment in general, but just working like with people, is there a sense of like people are jealous of what you're doing, and it's like I can't give him the sauce because like I don't want him to also get up here. I don't want to. But have you ever seen where you're like people where you ask someone for advice and they're like low key like they're not giving you the real deal, just like yeah, try this, do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I ask people for advice and they're like, yeah, like maybe like I know they're killing it. They'll be like maybe do this, but like they're not giving you the script.
They're yeah.
Which is okay. Like I understand you don't want to give away your whole like how you're killing it, but
yeah.
How have you dealt with that?
Bro, I've dealt with so much jealousy. I can go on for hours about jealousy, but like I've dealt with so much, especially just being an entertainer, because I firsthand know what it's like to really struggle to kind of break through, and in especially in fashion industry or trying to get a really big deal with the brand. Mm-hmm. But even before I get into that, but jealousy is a huge thing, especially when you're in the creative in the creative industry. I feel like it's not even in the creative industry. I feel like that shit is everywhere, right?
Yeah, because it's like either kill or be killed.
Yeah, and
Jalen Hurts said that.
He did one.
He did. Of course.
W quote.
All he does is whatever.
But nah, dude, like I've definitely faced a lot. Right, I got so much love from my community. Right, I got 99.999% all love, but then even it really be people from your own community sometimes that really don't show that much love, and you kind of expect them to show love, but it's like it's alright. It's
jealousy on their side.
It's jealousy on their side. The motto in my head is the way I keep moving through, especially in the work I do, is I'm not really a huge fan of gatekeeping. I don't really be gatekeeping. I don't really be showing like jealousy or anything like that. I think for someone to grow, for someone to learn, is you really have to be open-minded. Never be jealous of anyone, and I think I've learned that personally. Especially seeing other jealous people of things I do. You got to be very open-minded. What was your other question? Sorry.
No, because I'm saying like I've like as a clothing brand, right? I talked about it last podcast. Too.
Yeah.
You'll go to someone and it'll be like, yo, like I'm about to run a campaign for this drop. Do you think what kind of shots should I hit? What kind of post should I do? What kind of reel should I do? Should I do like you know what lookbooks are? Like,
yeah.
So like where should I go for my lookbook? Where should I do it? And people will just be like, yeah, like maybe go to the city and like find a nice spot.
Some vague ass.
But you know, like they know the
some
spot.
Vague ass thing.
They know what kind of models to get. They know it.
Yeah.
Or like I was trying. When I first started my clothing brand, like I was learning about like how to print labels. So when you go to order, how to print the label, how to put it on, where to go to post. I don't know any of that. So when you ask someone, they're just like, yeah, bro, like download this app and then like it should tell you like tutorial how to.
Some like Temu ass app. Yeah,
and I'm
bro,
like, bro, you know it.
Yeah.
But that shows you how people are, and like when you see someone's like color come out, you're just like, bro, when I do it, when I kill, I'm not gonna come back to you.
You're not gonna come back, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in your industry, I think brown people, bro. I was thinking last pod, I was talking to my little brother, and I was like, one of my cousins.
You see it more than
other like my uncle
really
told me once. He was like, to like if I post something, or if you post something, for me to go and like your post it takes me less than a second to just double click.
Yeah.
Sometimes, bro, I don't even like if it's my boys, I won't watch it. I'll just comment like something, like show love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost money to do that.
Yeah.
But some people within the brown community, people shy away from it because they're like, bro, like, what if he goes viral? I don't want. People are just shy. They don't want to like your post. They don't want to show support. And I think it's dominant within our culture. But I've talked to other people who are from like the middle Arab countries, or they're Chinese or Asian. They're like, it's the same in our community.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask, like, within your industry, maybe not within your industry, like, have you seen it? Have you felt it?
Dude, I firsthand seen it.
You said you could go on about jealousy, but like,
yeah, I've firsthand seen it, right? Like I've seen certain people, right, especially when I was like still like coming up, right? They saw a little bit like my projects progressing, and they wouldn't show love, which was very, very weird. And it was people who were not from my community showing a lot of love, yes, like, bro. Right? Like I'm talking friends wise, right? And you do kind of see a lot of true colors when you start killing it, I'd say, right? When you start making progress, you start seeing a lot of true colors from people. And I don't know why it happens, right? I think it's just the fear of someone doing well when you're not doing well at the moment. And right, when I'm doing well, when I'm doing good, I could sometimes sense that there's certain people who kind of have that little mentality that, yo, they're questioning it, like, why is he doing well, like, and then obviously then it kind of is like, then it relays on not liking your post, not doing all that, not showing support. It happens, right? So I think you just got to forget about it, right? There's like, I think one of the biggest life lessons I've learned by being part of the projects is like really not giving a fuck. You just got to keep posting, right? Yeah. None of these people who don't support me are going to stop me from my end goal, right? They're not going to be the sole reason why I drop every day and be like, yo, you know what, fuck all this, I'm going to quit, right? So it happens. You're going to encounter people like that, right? I think even especially before my big campaign, when I was like, yo, how do I model? How do I become the face of this huge brand? There were so many gatekeeping people, right? They would give me the wrong advice, right? Because now I finally figured out how to really get partnership with the brand, right? And the advice that other people would tell me when they did, it would not like match up. Like,
get you to what
yeah, I was like, yo, what the fuck are you
that
saying?
Draco. Fake friends draw the wrong answer on the mirror.
Oh yeah, on the mirror, exactly. Yeah, so
What is it? Fake friends, what?
Draw the wrong answer on the mirror.
where's that song from? I swear I was listening to that song.
I don't know, but it's from that scene from.
I think it's Crew Love. I may be wrong.
Fake friends, what?
Draw the wrong answer on the mirror for me. It's from Slumdog Millionaire.
It's no new friends.
Oh, no new friends. Okay, I got it completely wrong.
Wait, fake friends draw what again? Draw the wrong answer
on the mirror for me.
On the mirror for me.
Wrong. I can't find it yet. Right above it, Drake and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it might be that song.
Wait.
Yeah, because that song was from Ballers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. That's why. Yeah, but dude, I noticed it so much. I've noticed a lot of people giving me wrong advice. But again, that really doesn't matter to me as much because my community has showed so much love. You gotta push through. Yeah, my community has showed so much love to me, and I'll always be grateful for that, and even beyond my community as well.
Talk to us about like your personal projects on like what each of them mean, the behind the scenes work that you did.
Yeah, so I recently worked on like the curtains. We were talking about this behind when it wasn't recording, but it was the Curtains of Life film. That was a really fun project I worked on with school. Dude, I garnered over so many of my friends to work on this project. There were people who were not even interested in film or who were not pursuing film or were not even like, who didn't really know what production meant at that time. There were like, my friend is like a neuroscience major and I made him as the lead producer of my film.
You're playing on the soccer field, right?
Yeah, the soccer field. Yeah, that's what the Curtains of Life film, right? And it was cool because they had obviously a little interest in film, but they weren't pursuing it. So I was like, hop onto this, and dude, I gathered over a team of I think like 20 to 30 people to help me on that film, and dude, that was the best time of my life, man. It wasn't obviously like a crazy brand partnership project, but it was a passion project that I absolutely love to do, and yeah, man, the whole thing took 2 months to do. And just planning that project was really, really fun. I remember when I got the idea, I was locked in and just locked myself in a room and just locked the fuck in.
How long do like those projects kind of like take? Like, is it like a while
to plan or just to actually shoot?
Yeah, in total.
In total, I would say, I think that whole project took around 2.5 months. Mm-hmm. It was a really long project to make. So, yeah.
So like 1 month like planning and the other like month like directing and
1 month. So I would say like 3 weeks was just straight planning it, man. Just getting the right camera people, the background. I literally made it so professional. I remember because I really wanted this project to come out really well. I sent out a script to people and they sent me auditions back. Some people got it, some people did it. Mm-hmm. So that itself took 2-3 weeks, and just planning it was that amount of time, and then the whole shoot itself was a month and a half because it is really hard because everyone has different schedules. So I really had to find a time to bring everyone together. Yeah.
And like stories that you watch or movies, what are like some characters that you kind of get inspiration from or you like draw close to?
I'm close to characters who don't. When I'm watching a show or a movie, I'm really close to characters who don't evolve themselves around their culture or their brown. Like I try to pay close attention to when I'm watching like for example, even Rami or the show you recommend Mo. I try to pay really close attention to whether they're making the whole show about their culture or they're expanding it as well, right? So
you like the expanding part.
Like the expanding part, right? Like not everything has to be about the idea that they're brown and all that shit because like is it
corny?
It's corny to me, right? There's more to a person than them just being like brown, or them just being this brown smart kid. There's more to that, so that's one thing I really look out for. Yeah.
I have a segment for towards the end that we could do. Okay. I was gonna do blind rankings for the first stage. You know what blind rankings are?
What's that?
I'll explain it at the end.
So I guess like for the future of like media and storytelling, what are like new trends that you're seeing?
New trends that I am seeing, that I am picking up on, especially let's wrap up with these last two segments. So, for that, for example, that 12-year-old kid that you talked about who got inspiration from you, that was for Turban, right? But let's say someone who's entering college or in high school,
if they're about to get into the industry where like they possibly want to work with brands or get into content creation, what's 3 tips of advice, whether it's like technical, like camera wise, to pick up this skill, or confidence wise? What's like 3, like give them the sauce. So what's 3 things that you would like to unlock into?
My always main thing I say, besides like connections and all that stuff, is do not be afraid, right? Literally do not be afraid, especially like in whatever you do, especially when you say you dropped a clothing thing, or you come up with this little cool video idea, or this you want to post this outfit. Do not be afraid. One of my favorite things is this quote that I heard from Tyler the Creator is, right, it doesn't matter if your post gets 1 like, 10 likes, a million likes. You never know who is scrolling through your Instagram, right? You could have literally 1,000 followers to 1,000,000 followers. You don't know who's watching or who is watching your shit that you are creating. So do not be afraid to post. My New Balance outfit was probably the most terrible outfit ever. They made me wear some like
The belt thing.
the belt thing. It was horrible, but like just through that shoot, I got so many other open opportunities. That's why I posted it. And honestly, I posted it because it instills some confidence.
So you didn't choose to dress like that. They made you.
They made me dress like that, right? Like I didn't have an option, but it is still something I had to do. And I'm like, you know what? And my mentality is kind of like, I don't give a fuck mentality. And you really got to have that mentality if you're doing something like this. My second thing is, I would say learn a lot. Before everything, I learn about why you want to do it. Like, you really want, if you are pursuing, like, for example, your brand, right? You have a reason why you did create this brand. You have a reason, your end goal, right? I have a reason why I am in my entertainment industry. You have to really know why you're doing it. Then you'll really find like those really hard results. Be consistent and everything. It sounds like a very basic advice, but really be consistent in what you're doing.
There's one thing I heard from like a mentor of ours. It's like be consistent, but be careful of being consistent, because you can consistently be making the same mistake.
Yeah.
So when people post videos, for example, like they might be posting the same video, and everyone says like post every day, post this, post that, and every day you're posting, but it's like you're posting the same video, it's getting 50 likes. It's like the consistency's not gonna help you.
Yeah, dude, you gotta. That's what I'm saying. You gotta learn. You have to. You really have to learn on why you're doing it, and from that you gotta learn from your mistakes. You gotta.
It's that J. Cole quote. It's like, good news, you went a long way, but bad news, you went the wrong way.
Dude, you got a lot of good music quotes, bro. Dude.
Phillies fan.
Dude, yeah, dude, I gotta learn some music shit from you, bro. But bro, like, yeah, you gotta learn from your mistakes and just don't be afraid to get back up. If your video gets 50 likes, who the fuck cares, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, learn why your video did ass. Learn why your drop did ass. You gotta learn from that, right? For me, like, over these past 2 years, I started learning more about the entertainment business. I started learning more about the aspects of what it takes to create a shoot. I started learning more so about the fashion business and everything, right? That was one thing. And 3, if you are in college, dude, really network. I can't really emphasize this enough. I got everything through connections, right? You never know who knows who, and really build your network, your portfolio. Your professor might have a connection in NBC or like some big ass like television brand or something. So really don't be afraid to say what your end goal is to that certain person. But yeah.
Before we go into the blind ranking thing, I have a question for you before we wrap up. Like as like within our like Muslim community, I don't know if you've seen, because you obviously have Muslim friends, but I don't know if you've seen like how they speak out about it. But there's like the issue of like Palestine, right? Like there's like dispute over land and whatever, and like things have been going on over there. Not things have been going on. There's like genocide happening over there. But do you like politically within the film industry? I was telling OJ I wanted to ask you, and you could answer how you want to, or you don't have to answer it. But within the film industry and like just you wanting the chance to not be blacklisted, however it works, but you wanting to always be available for an opportunity. I know. I followed Jagraj and like some other guys from PHS that when I went to that were Sikh, and there's like I'm not that educated on it, but there's something with like farming, like there's something that's happening in
with the Punjab and stuff.
Are you able, like, maybe you haven't been able to seek a role where you could put that out or speak about it, but like for example for us, you can't go out there and like you can obviously I do what OJ does, we do, but you can possibly be putting yourself at a disadvantage by speaking out about certain things and like ruining opportunities. For you, how is that? Has that played a role where you want to speak out? Because people aren't educated about that at all.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who's brown. I also don't. So people that are like white people, Asian people definitely don't know about it. But how important are politics in like your career?
I would say politics play a pretty big role in especially you would probably know too, like especially like the entertainment industry. There are certain aspects. There are people who have told me to be careful on what you post, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of like the people who I follow or some of the followers.
Oh, really? People you follow too?
Yeah, some people I follow. Or like followers like would not appreciate it, right? You have to be careful, but it's hard because for me, I consider myself like a very like what is it called, like when you could speak your mind, like I consider myself like a person who really speaks their
Free
mind.
mind or not free speech.
Blunt, free mind.
Like blunt, like if I do really feel a certain way, I'm not really afraid to showcase it.
So if a brand tells you like, yo, Harsha, just like take this post, like let's say you put a post out about what's going on in Punjab with the farms, if they say take this post down, then you can work with us. Is that as like a your moral, your character? Is that if it's like Apple or another company, right? Like we want to put you as a head. Is that something that you wouldn't sacrifice your community or your people for an opportunity like that?
Yeah, dude, I don't think I'd ever sacrifice my community for that. Dude, if a brand tells me to like pull, like even like if a brand tells me to cut my hair, I'm never doing that. Hell no, because like the whole reason why I'm doing it is because of my hair, my turban, and everything. So
It's part of you.
it's part of me. It's part of my identity. So it really just then it just goes against all my values. So it doesn't really make sense.
Because there's some people that are looking for clout, that are willing to sacrifice like everything.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
everything.
Come from.
Yeah, where they come from just to do that. Because my whole thing is to normalize it. And if a brand does tell me that, or say I do,
Kills the purpose.
It kills the purpose. If I do speak out about a job or something, and they tell me to like take it down, I don't think I would take it down, to be honest, because that's really how I feel. I just like they would probably just have to understand.
All right, but that's good because what's going on like, in Palestine, it's very like, and that's how I'm like actually I'm not it's so deep though, bro. Where if, like,
Dude, it is deep.
if
Yeah.
if you go out and even if you're wearing a piece of shirt, I'll show you. We have a drop that was like it's called Ball for Gaza, and like everyone, people that aren't even from that area, people that aren't even Muslim, are like, yo, like we resonate with the message, and we want to rep it.
Yeah.
And I was like having you on the pod. I was like, I know because I know like, what's going on over there is a disaster too.
Yeah.
And, like, there's you're not able to shed light on it because people either don't care, but also not just cares. People also aren't seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, social media does shadow ban content.
Hella.
Social media hides a lot. I know even when I know a bunch of these guys were posting it, they were like it's deleted. People are deleting, like Instagram is deleting the post.
Yeah, dude.
Um.
One of my friends, she's like a journalist and stuff. Like she studies journalism, and we had like an hour discussion about it. It's like it's crazy. It's like social media really does. When you do speak your mind, it really does like stop you sometimes
Yeah,
from
it's not
speaking.
I don't think there's.
It's not for what.
Like free speech. Like people say there's free speech, but like you can.
There is free speech.
There's consequences to things you say.
There's a lot of consequences to things.
But then is there free? I don't know. Like there is. Like, you can freely say what you want, but it's just
Yeah.
like. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard, bro, because
I mean, there is free speech, but then also a lot of people are not gonna like
not even mess with you.
not gonna mess with you.
No, but like let's say like coming from where we come from, like I'm always just I'm not looking for approval from a community, but if there's one community that I want to show support to, it's like Pakistani community, the Muslim community. So as long as I have them on like their support, it doesn't really matter to me like who's riding with me.
Yeah.
But like if we posted the Palestine stuff, like there's a select people that will not like it. And
Yeah.
or if you post something,
But that's just life.
exactly. But I'm
Yeah.
saying I don't care if the people don't mess with me. I'm saying as far as like you might be putting yourself in a hole for an opportunity later down the line.
Yeah.
And it's tough because you do have like being a content creator on social media. I don't know how real it is, but they dig into everything. Like, I didn't know they look into who you follow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. Yeah.
But have you been like, I think like we're all on the same page. Like you're not like cognizant like yo I can't follow this guy because I might lose like. You're gonna do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
What you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. So what I want to wrap up with, before we just give like a recap, is I want to do blind rankings. It's kind of like a thing we've done on the pod a few episodes. So basically, the way it works is I give you a few items or a few people, whatever, a couple things, and you're not gonna know what's coming next. But you're gonna have to rank this somewhere 1 through 5 or 1 through 6.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's coming next after it. So you gotta judge where.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay.
So what I have written down is I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 people.
Yeah.
People, and this is you're basically gonna have to rank 1 through 6. Who you would want at your birthday or at your birthday dinner.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 6 names.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to put them
out of 6. Okay. Yeah.
All right. The first one I have. Do you know Fusi Tube?
Yeah.
All right, Fusi Tube.
Oh hell no. Fuck.
It's not that bad.
He's not bad.
Yeah, but he's not somehow. I mean, it's your thing.
He might crash out though.
Crash out. Why is he?
Dude, what would I put?
And also, there's some people that I had that I might have on the list that are like weird, and there's some people that are on it that are icons. You have no, you don't know what it's. They're not all just like 6 famous people.
Okay, cool. Okay, I
make
can't give him. I'll give him a 4.
Okay,
I'll give him a
Fusi
4.
Tube 4.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's not. I mean, he's on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, do you know Hezbollah?
Oh, 1. I'm having bro. If Hezbollah comes to my party, no question asked, bro. He is 1. He is most invited to my wedding, birthday, everything.
Bro, people I've seen clips where people. He's like Khabib's like holding him.
Bro, holding him like a fucking baby.
He's like 20 or 19.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Dude, I think he's like older than all of us, bro. Like he's old,
Bro,
bro.
but when I see videos of him, I think of him. He looks like a baby.
Yeah, dude.
He's half baby, half like 40.
But you
Yeah.
can't cuddle him because he's like a man.
Dude, that video was fun. I know exactly what we're talking about, bro.
Okay, Hezbollah 1. I don't know if okay. After that, I have Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay. Ooh, 5. Oh, 6. 6.
So he's least person you want at your
Least, yeah, least invited. Yeah, I'll say 6. Bro, I feel like some of you.
Gift though.
What's up?
He might bring a nice gift though. Gift.
He
Yeah,
could.
he low key might.
Yeah. Oh no, Hard already put him at 6.
Oh, I can't take it back.
No.
Oh fuck.
All right. Next up, Drake.
I would have put him as a 1.
You would?
Yeah, I would put him as a 1. Okay, I'll say 2.
Drake 2.
Yeah, Drake 2. Drake 2.
Yeah. So let me recap your list right now. You have
Hezbollah 1, Drake 2,
Fusi 4,
Fuzi 4.
and
Trump 6.
Trump
So you have 3 and 5 empty.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Just Rain.
Bro.
Yo, he might not be letting at the door because we got Hezbollah.
Oh my god, bro. I would have put Just Rain as 1, bro. This game is rigged.
That's a crime.
3. I would do 3
So
then.
Just Rain and Fusi are like this.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, bro.
All right, and last, I guess he's locked in at 5. Diddy.
Diddy's 5. Oh my, bro. Imagine I had 1 empty. Oh yeah,
good.
Diddy's 5.
You're straight. All right, so
Hezbollah, Drake, Just Rain, Fusi Tube, Diddy.
Bro, how's Just Rain closer to like, bro? Oh my, Diddy, bro. What the hell?
yeah, bro, we've had some funny blind rankings. We did once where it was like ranking. Last week we did ranking American and Desi foods.
Okay.
So we had like wait, do you guys have? I'm assuming you guys do like gulab jamun.
Yeah, gulab jamun. Kheer, yeah. Fucking love kheer.
Gajra ka halwa.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have the same like dessert.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a big sweet tooth, so Indian people be blessing.
hey, dude, what's your favorite Desi dessert?
Favorite?
There's gulab jamun, kheer, halwa,
Rasmalai.
Kheer. I would say kheer.
Kheer's fire. Bro, there's a place I went to in the city that Uzi took us to, Rice to Riches.
I know exactly what.
Bro, it's
yeah.
flavored. It's not kheer. It's like rice cake.
Yeah. I know.
Like cinnamon toast crunch.
They're
French
hella
toast.
good. Yeah.
Bro, it's fire.
My friend took me there as well.
But I guess you want to wrap up or try to wrap up?
You got it.
Well then, just to wrap up, I mean, Harshad, like you highlighted, basically, honestly, like having a portfolio where you like the companies you work with, the brands you work with. You talk to us about like breaking the boundary and what your goal is and what you like everything that you've gone through as like a content creator and also like a film producer and how you want to get in the industry, and like our community backlash, parent backlash, how you've gone through. I guess just to wrap up, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, and like where do you see yourself as far as like what do you want to accomplish or what role you want to be in, where you want to live, where you want to be? So
Yeah, dude. One of my main. So in 5 years, man, I really.
28, 27, no, 26.
In 5 years?
Yeah.
What am I mean? 22 plus 5, 27. Yeah, 27. Yeah.
It's old, bro.
Dude, I want to be a really big brown icon in the especially a very major icon in the entertainment industry. I really hope to see myself as one of the biggest executive producers in entertainment industry. Forbes 30 under 30, man, for entertainment, bro. Like with God's blessings, hopefully I could get there one day. Just be a very big icon. Hopefully, land a role, even especially in the business. So I want to be in the business side, but especially land a huge role in
Production
and entertainment, like as a role in like Marvel or
Oh, really?
a role in Marvel or
Is that a brand or project you want to work on?
yeah. If not in front of the camera, like not being in front, I definitely do want to do something producer
Bro,
wise.
Farsight is Spider-Man.
Dude, yeah, I gotta start running a lot, bro.
Bro, what are they gonna make you do for the climb up the
Dude, that'd be crazy. Normalize brown people on television. That's something I want to do in 5 years. Be a very top dog, top agent in Hollywood. So yeah, got to keep grinding and continuously work with brands and breaking barriers, man.
grind never stops.
Yeah, the grind never stops.
I mean, I guess the reason why we brought you on was because like you resonate with like what we're trying to push as a brand, and like the point of the podcast itself is to bring on people who are like not only minorities but people who are like you're dealing with adversity, and like something that like me and OJ saw a quote where it's like do what people fear to do, like we do what people fear to do, and speaking like being a brown person, like there's a lot of brown people that fear being a brown person in the industry because they're scared of how they look, they're scared of how their accent, but you're right, bro. Like, you keep pushing because. Like Tyler Creator said, but like Harsa Hedge said himself, who cares, bro? Keep doing you, and you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. As a brand, I guess we're trying to push that too as a message, where it's like, however low it gets, however like bad you think it is, you're never like there's always people lower than you who are going through similar struggles, but you don't ever have it as bad, bro. Like
you really don't. Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I appreciate you on the
pod. Dude, I appreciate you all
nice
a lot,
bro. Keep killing it.
The winner's circle, that's the pod.
Yeah, the winner's circle. Yeah, I like it.
I
work with it.
But yeah, guys, this is EP3. Thanks for tuning in. Special shout out to Horace for being on the pod. Oh, timer went off?
Yeah.
Oh, good, bro. We ended on time. All straight.